Hi everyone, and welcome to the Phoenix Rising Music Studio concert for 2020. This year we are going virtual because I felt it would be a good idea to show the things that we've been having to go through this year. Almost all of our students that are performing tonight have been online and they've been in person. Some of them have been latecomers, and so they are just joining us for the on-person stuff, so they were able to miss all of that stuff that we went through with changing timetables and all of that stuff earlier this year. Some of them have been with us for many years, and so all of the stuff that they've been going through this year have been quite challenging, but I have to say that every student that has come this year, whether they're new or whether they're returning, have done a fantastic job of excelling even with all the challenges that we've had to face this year. So we're going to move straight into our performances, and to start off with today we are going to be hearing from three of the studio's three of the studio's cat lovers. Okay, so there's a few of them, obviously there's more than these three that do love the cats when they come to the studio, but I think these three definitely will show you that they are the ones that want to see the cats probably more than they want to come for their music lessons. So to start us off with, we will have Sonia, and she is going to play Shining Stars. Following Sonia, we are going to have Charlotte, who will play Mr. Brahms's famous lullaby, and then we will have Phoebe, who is going to play The Muffin Man. Hope you enjoy.
I thought I was going to get help for a second. Merry Christmas!
1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Weren't they great? I really hope that you recognize that famous one, because otherwise it would be called Famous for no reason. I'm sure many of you might have heard that song either in your childhood or you play them for your kids now. So moving right along, we are going to move to three of our newest students that have joined us this year. I think, what have we got? One of them joined us for online lessons and has continued online for this whole year. And another one of them has also joined since we've been online, and has been one of the ones that have started when we've been back face to face. So to start us off with for this next one, we have Lisa, and she is going to take us into this festive season, and she's going to play Jingle Bells for us. Following Lisa, we will have Teddy. Teddy is one of our youngest students as well, and he is going to play Buried in Butterflies. That's B-E-A-R, not buried. So he is one of our youngest students, and he has taken the Wonder Keys beginner program with me this year, and he has really excelled. The books that he's been going through has been teaching him all about his fingers, and we've given the fingers names rather than numbers, which most of our students that have started with me usually start with the numbers, but for these younger students who are less than 5, they start with this curriculum, and it teaches them finger names rather than numbers to start off with, because we'll be getting into numbers, and you'll see this in his video as well. We get into numbers when we start counting how long the notes are, so in an effort to not confuse them with finger numbers and counting numbers, we start off with finger names. So I hope you enjoy his one. After Teddy's, we will have Luca, and he is one of our newest students this year who has been online the whole time. Luca started with me in about March when everybody was starting to go online and realizing that online piano lessons were suddenly an option. So we're very excited to have Luca with the studio now, and I hope you enjoy these next few performances. He will be playing The Attack.
We go, okay, maybe put that off, melt it off, window 1, 2, off, 1 off, 1 off, maybe we go up, 1, 2 off, and now, pointer, point 1 up, 1 off, 1 off, 1, 2 off, 2 off. I did it all by myself.
How good were those performances? Thank you to those 3 for submitting their videos. They were fantastic. Well done. You might have recognised the composers from the last 2 songs just there. So Buried in Butterflies and The Attack by Andrea Dow. And earlier this year, the students who are learning piano with me were able to perform in a concert for Andrea Dow herself. So she is a Canadian composer, and she was able to offer studios around the world the opportunity for their students to perform for her pieces by her. So those last 2 pieces were both by her, and unfortunately those 2 didn't actually get to perform in that concert, but I'm hoping next year we'll be able to do that again with Andrea. So those 2 should be able to play something for her then. Moving right along, we're going to our online students. So these 3 students this year were exclusively online pretty much the whole time from when we went from face-to-face to online the first time. So some of the students, they came back face-to-face after we went online, but these 3, they stayed online after we came back face-to-face anyway. I think it was just more convenient for them, and I think they didn't find it too much of a struggle anyway. So the 3 students that we have in this set are Jahnavi, and Jahnavi is going to play sounds from the Fruit Drop Factory. After Jahnavi, we will have Jera, and Jera is going to play Leapfrog. I'll take this opportunity as well to say congratulations to Jera, who was able to get an A+ in his first grade trumpet exam this year as well. Well done, Jera. And following Jera, we have Sarah, who is going to play Do and Daphne, which is a solo for flute. Okay, enjoy.
Thank you.
thank you to those 3 students. So as I said before, all those 3 students were students that stayed online the whole time. Sarah was one of the students that I was teaching in Macquarie Park last year, and unfortunately she was moving on to high school, and it was very difficult for us to arrange a plan that we could continue lessons face to face. So when everyone was going online, much the same as some of our other students, Sarah was able to join me for online lessons, and she's had this backdrop, this wonderful backdrop the whole time with the platform 9 3/4. I'm a big fan. So yes, she was able to have her flute lessons still, and yeah, we went online. So our next students that we're going to hear from were some of the students that had to go through all of the changes. So we started with face-to-face, and then we went to online only. So every single student in the studio was online through Zoom. And these students, the time schedule that we had had to be after school because, oh no, this was during school. We were able to do during school because all of the students were continuing with online school learning as well. So we were able to mix and match between during school and after school. At some point during the year, we had to change once again, and this time it was to only after school. So all of my students were going after school lessons, and that's pretty much where we're at the moment. There's a couple of students that are still having during school lessons, but those are year 6 now, so they'll be after school, or they'll be doing something else next year as well. So these other students, they were after school, and after that one, we were able to mix and match between going back to school and face-to-face lessons after that as well. So these next 3 students have gone through the whole works, and they've done really, really well with being able to adapt and keeping up with all of these changes. So well done to those 3. These 3 students that we're going to hear from are Rose, who is going to play the flute for us, and she is going to play What About Us, which you might recognize. Following Rose, we have Sanjeev, who is going to play Row, Row, Row Your Boat, another song you'll probably recognize. And following that, we will have Cole, and Cole is going to play a song called Musette. Okay, enjoy. well done to those 3 students, and thank you again for your videos. I really appreciate that you were able to take the time to video those and put them into this concert. Cole's song there that you will have heard is coming up to the end of his current book, so he'll be progressing on to his next book very soon, which we're very excited about. I think he has about 1 or 2 songs left to learn in that book, and then we're on to the next one. So well done, Cole, and thank you to those other 2 students as well. You've done really well this year, especially with your changing around students and changing around your timetables. And actually, I just remembered Sanjeev wasn't actually one of those ones that came back face-to-face because usually he has face-to-face lessons, and his mum also joins us for our lessons to help us during the lesson time. But unfortunately at school, the school wasn't allowing parents into the school, so Sanjeev was one of the students that actually had to stay online. They didn't have choice. So well done to Sanjeev, you did really, really well. And also Rose, you did really, really well with that piece. We had a lot of fun this year with learning a couple of pop songs, which was different to some of our normal repertoire songs that we've been learning. So well done to those 3. Our next students are some of my Year 6 students that have just finished their primary school studies this year. So all of these 3 students are going on to high school next year, and it's all going to be very different for them. I think as far as I know, these 3 will hopefully be continuing music next year. They might be doing a different instrument. It might not be with me, but hopefully they'll still be able to continue their music education. So what we're going to hear from these 3 is My Daydream by Tia. And then we're going to hear from Satish, who will play a piece called Minuet. And then we will have Kaito, who is going to play Rush. Enjoy! Thank you to those 3 students, and really well performed. These 3 are really, really talented, and they've done a lot of work on their songs this year, and especially Kaito, who with that last piece, he had learned that in pretty much half a lesson and was able to record that really, really well for this concert. So well done, Kaito. Thank you to those performers. Moving right along to our next, we're going to have a little section of 2 performers in this next one, and these 2 are going to be playing one of my favorite categories, Disney. So the first student that we have performing here is Grace, and she is going to play Reflection from the movie Mulan. And following Grace, we will have Mel, who is going to play Belle. I hope you enjoy these 2 performances. Thank you to those two. I hope you liked that little blue ribbon that was in Mel's hair, kind of a little bit alluding to Belle. It was very cute. I liked it. Thank you to those two. Well done. So next section, we have another two performers for this one, and these two are very different songs, I think. So I've kind of put this in a little category that's like opposites. So the first song that we're going to hear in this next section is by Mrityunjay, and Mrityunjay is going to play Ode to Joy, which you will probably all know. That's another famous song, a bit like Brahms' famous melody, except this one's just not called famous or anything. It's just Ode to Joy, but you'll know it as soon as you hear it, I'm sure. And following Mrityunjay, we have Rose, who is going to play complete opposite, Waltzing Matilda, a very famous Australian piece, another one which you should all hopefully know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed these two performers. Thank you to those two. What fantastic performers, and definitely some of my favorite because I love my Disney music. So I was really happy that these two were able to perform these songs for you tonight. Our final section that we have for today is going to be three of our flute performers that are in the studio. All of these performers are at a really high level and they've done some really, really good work this year. One of the students, Ewan, has did a mock exam with me, and we were very lucky to be able to get some feedback from the principal flautist of the Sydney Symphony Orchestra. His name is Joshua Batty. So we were able to get some feedback from him, and I was able to run a little bit of a mock exam just because the exams this year were a bit all over the place and I wasn't really keeping up with where they were. Hopefully this will be a bit more normal next year, because we definitely have a lot of students that are ready to sit some exams next year with the Australian Music Examination Board. So these three students have chosen some very technical pieces that I think you'll hear in their playing. So moving into it, we've got Ewan, who is going to play Irlandaise by Claude Bolling. And this is a bit of a jazz cross with classical piece, which I really like. It comes from a collection of pieces by Claude Bolling. And all of them are a bit of that fusion between classical and jazz, where it's a bit of classical flute mixed with jazz piano trio. So I hope you enjoy that one. Following Ewan, we have Maisie, who is going to play On a Summer Evening, and this one is by one of my favourite classical composers, by Gordon Jacob. So Gordon Jacob has written a bunch of flute music, and some of them I have played at the very advanced level, and two of them that he has written for flute are actually at Maisie's level right now, and she is currently having to decide between which one of those two she wants to consider doing for her exam next year. So that's On a Summer Evening that she'll be playing for you there. And then finally, for our last performer of the concert, we have Susanna, who is going to play Hungarian Serenade. And this is another one of my favorite pieces that I actually studied when I was learning flute in the early days. So I hope you enjoy all three of these performers and really appreciate how well they are playing at this current time. you have it. That is all of our performers for tonight. Thank you to those 3 flute performers right there. You were fantastic, and I really appreciate once again for your video submissions. And overall, I want to thank everybody for sending in their videos today. It was really great that we had this opportunity to be able to still perform even with the circumstances, and I'm really glad that we were able to choose this type of performance for this year. Considering all of the things that are going on at the moment, anything can change at any second, as we know. So I feel like this was a really good alternative for being able to perform even though everything else around us has been going quite crazy. So thank you to all of the performers, and also for all of the kids that are with this studio. I want to thank the parents who are constantly supporting me and constantly supporting them as well in their music studies. It is so beneficial to have parents who are completely supportive of everything that their students are learning. So I can't thank you enough for all of your support. So with that, I really want to say I wish you a Merry Christmas, and I hope you all have a fantastic New Year. I will be seeing some of you through January for a couple of catch-up lessons, and in the meantime, I hope you all have a fantastic break. Thank you for watching, and see you next year. Bye!